Hey there, dreamers, doers, and disruptors. Welcome to Unscripted Tales Beyond the Hustle, the podcast where we peel back the layers of the startup world to reveal the personal journeys that don't make the headlines. I'm your host, Vasishta, coming to you with stories of passion, perseverance, and the unyielding pursuit of success. In a world obsessed with the end game, we are here to celebrate the game itself. The late nights, the early morning, the failures that teach more than the success ever could. Here, it's not just about the destination, it's about the incredible journey. Each episode, we sit down with founders, freelancers, and investors from across the globe, dive deep into their unscripted tales. We talk about everything from those aha moments to the oh no disasters and how they turn challenges into opportunities. So, whether you're grinding at your 9 to 5, burning the midnight oil on your side hustle, or just fascinated by the stories of those who dare dream big, you're in the right place. Let's get inspired, let's get personal, and let's get unscripted. Stay tuned because Unscripted Tales Beyond the Hustle starts now. Joining me in today's episode is Nishant Manchanda. He's an investor, coach, entrepreneur, and an expert in the D2C and e-commerce world. Nishant's journey spreads over a decade of experience in the e-commerce domain. From building a jewelry business all the way to making and selling a range of pet care products, he has done it all. A resident expert in selling on the marketplaces to building and scaling a D2C brand, in this episode, we navigate through the complex world of D2C and work towards simplifying it. So, good afternoon, Nishant.
Hi, Chary. How are you?
I'm good. How's it doing?
It's been great. Life has been roller coaster all the time. D2C world. This is how the life is.
That's nice. So how was your week? Let's start with that.
Week was very dynamic. We launched three new products. One of them was blockbuster. Two of them were not doing great. So we are doing the changes and working with two more new brands. This week we worked on the new product development them and prepared a strategy to launch them on one Amazon definitely and preparing the strategy for the quick commerce specifically.
Pretty amazing. So let's start with this, right?
Hmm.
You are someone who has a lot of titles associated to you, right? You are an entrepreneur, you are a coach, you are an investor, you are a mentor, you are a consultant. What are the? Let's start on each of the titles. What is the title right now? Start with consultant, right? Like the main title right now.
Yeah,
What do you do as a consultant with D2C brands?
See, when I started as a consulting part with D2C brands, I used to, major part was evaluating the existing business model and bringing the changes required to achieve the objective, which is primarily the growth and profit. And my focus has always been towards growth with profitability. If you're growing and burning extra money, it's not adding any, the every sale is not adding value any into the accounts, means bringing any contribution margin. I really do not go with that kind of model. If it is a burning for initial stage, which is not actually a burning, which industry calls it a burning, but I call it an investment in order to build a awareness of a brand, awareness of a product. So, but in a long run, when I say long run, it's not beyond 6 months for me. It has to be profitable. Overall, business is not doing profitable, that's a different thing. But every sale should bring in positive money to the accounts. That's how you start your journey of turning profitability, the company as a whole. And so my core has always been a product development. So I bring in the product development experience, the calculations towards how you can turn your overall order into a profit making machine, and that's the role I have been playing for the as a consultant right prior to lockdown. In fact, lockdown when lockdown started, so that was a time when we worked with a few sanitizer brands and we launched it. It was a new category altogether in the e-commerce space. It was the needed product at that point of time. But the challenges were still there. How to actually make it a profitable thing. So we worked with two of the brands. We launched them on the e-commerce space, and they did pretty well. So one of them reached around 16 lakhs worth of sale in the initial first month. The other one did somewhere around 12 lakhs in the first 3 months. So yeah, that's what my goal is towards when I work as a consultant, to help them bring onto the path of profitability.
And does this also include end to end telling them how to manufacture the product better, how to build better margins, how to spend the right money on the right kind of platforms, everything?
Yeah, everything. Yeah. See, when we look at the overall profitability, आपका 10 रुपए का प्रोडक्ट बना, आपने 100 रुपए का बेचा, उसमें 90 रुपए का कहाँ गए, उसका सारा हिसाब लगाना जरूरी नहीं. आपका अगर प्रोडक्ट बन रहा ही 40 रुपए में है और आप उसको 100 में बेचोगे, you're not going to make money out of the e-commerce business. Never.
Okay, that is interesting. And how did you get into the e-commerce business? Like, consulting is now, but what was your first ever e-commerce venture?
Oh, my first ever e-commerce business was way back 17 years. Yes, 16, 17 years ago, when we built, it was my job. I was not doing my own business or consulting that point of time. So it was a part of my job. We built a website for a company called Domus Art Gallery. I believe they're still running the same old website. And 2005, I believe, yes, 2004 or 5, we built that platform and we did marketing. That point of time, Facebook wasn't there. Only the Google ads were there. So we were doing performance marketing at that point of time. And SEO was the major game. Though SEO is still a major game, but SEO was one of the prime games at that point in time, because वहाँ पे उस time पे बहुत ज़्यादा options नहीं होती थी. और कुछ चलता था उस time पे, और कुछ bad नहीं आती थी. And Facebook wasn't that famous, and not other many platforms were available. So it was Google ads primarily we were doing. Email marketing was very good. It was giving good results at that point in time, even though it's still giving. But those were 3-4 options available. And that was the first exposure I had. And we were selling at that point in time artwork worth $20,000 online.
Wow, this is 2005.
2005, 6 I'm talking about. And that was the first exposure I had. Then for good 4 or 5 years, I had no connection with DTC. And back in 2011, that was the time when I got into the pet industry and started the e-commerce business. And till then, like since then, I am doing pet is something which I've been doing for the past 12 years now. 12, yeah, almost 11 years now. And in
So
between,
when
I
you say
did,
pet industry, two questions. A, why pet industry? Why that category?
okay.
And second, when you say you started in pet industry, were you manufacturing your own products or were you just a online retailer for products?
So I'll answer one by one. Why pet industry is because my father is a veterinarian, and I have lived my entire life around animals only, primarily large animals. So I've seen all type of animals possibly one can think of in a normal human life. और हाथी, घोड़ा, शेर भी हमने देखा है. शेर के बच्चों के साथ खेला हूं मैं.
That is an interesting life you've led.
Yeah, that was an interesting part. खरगोश हो गए, आपके dogs anyways are part of my life, and even though till today we have dogs at our home. And why I started pet category is because my father retired in 2012, and for his retirement plan, we thought of setting up a pet clinic. That was the first time I started getting an exposure towards pet products. Till now, it was more of a large animals he was taking care of. So 2011, when we started working together on the canine products, and that's when I got an exposure. And that's when I felt that it's a great opportunity to actually sell this online. And that point in time, we started online portal. We were, I think, 3rd or 4th in India. We did well, though it was not a focused business I was running. It was more of a trial run business I was running, because I was traveling Europe and I was living in New Zealand as well at that point in time. So whatever time I could spend, I was doing that.
So was this a marketplace for pet products?
That time there was no marketplace. We were selling from our own website.
Oh, you're selling from your own website. So So you would basically list every possible pet product on your own website and then sell it.
Yeah. Our website name was pamperedpetsonline.com.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a fancy name. So was this a marketplace or were you a distributor as well of the products?
No, it was standard D2C website. We were selling, we were getting orders, we were shipping it, and that was the first time I got an exposure beyond marketing D2C companies. I started looking at the operation side. We started working on the packaging. वो आधे किलो का लफड़ा, 1 किलो का पंगा, फिर 2 किलो का negotiation with the logistic companies, and that 2011-12 there were no many integrated platforms available, so we had to deal with individual companies, negotiate the prices with them.
I am assuming this was before Flipkart and Amazon became big in India.
Yes, before that.
But was there an online purchasing market even then?
Yeah, Snapdeal was doing great at that point in time. So the deal websites and all they were doing. So we were working with Snapdeal for creating deals. And
wow, you saw Snapdeal during the deal phase. That is ancient.
Yeah, I'm talking about 2011. 10-11.
Most people listening to this would know Snapdeal as an e-commerce platform. I have seen Snapdeal sell deals of like tattoo parlors and haircutting salons and whatsoever. That used to be phenomenally different.
Yeah.
I used to go to Snapdeal to get like recharge coupons because they'll be like 20% off on recharge coupon. I'm like, why? How are they even doing it?
Yes.
Okay, so you started there. So your family background helped you a lot. The reason I ask is even today, a lot of people are very hesitant to get in the pet care space. They still feel that the market is not mature enough. They still feel that there's not enough traffic. The TAM is still smaller. What would you say about that, being in the pet care space?
Well, it depends upon with which industry you're comparing it. If you're comparing it with the fashion, it's very small. If you're comparing it with I say some other category, it may again be smaller or bigger. But pet category as a whole, yeah, user base is less, but still it's decent enough to actually invest into this category and build a good business out of it. If you talk about Amazon, pet category comes in the top 5 categories. Yeah.
On Amazon?
Yes. It's a big business. Big business.
So what do you think is the current volume that would be consumed by the market? Like, is it a 100 crore market, a 500 crore market in India?
I really don't have the numbers on top of my mind. Probably.
But roughly estimating, because no one has done. So the problem is no one has done research even enough that I can sort of credible source. But on top of your head, what do you think would be the right addressable market for pet care?
Well, I need to really do a bit of calculations, but it's decent enough. If you talk about back in 2020 or 21, the market was somewhere between 2,500 crores.
2,500 crores?
This I'm talking about all pet food, pet category and all, right?
That's a big market.
This is again an estimation. There's no major numbers I have from a credible sources. These are like from various.
Yeah, because no one has actually done research on the pet care industry in India, technically, sadly.
नहीं ऐसा तो कहना नहीं होगा, right? There might be people who have done this. International agencies might have done this, because अभी क्या हो रहा है कि बहुत सारे companies का volume, branded companies का volume बाहर आ रहा है. जैसे Drools एक बहुत बड़ी company बन चुकी है. Mars is anyways is a big company. Pedigree और आपका Royal Canin जो उनका major brands हैं. And इसके अलावा बहुत सारे imported brands are becoming big in India. Like Chary एक बहुत बड़ा brand बन गया है. Kong Toys में बहुत बड़ा brand है. So Growlers एक और treats का brand है जो I think China से आता है. So ऐसे में market अब बहुत बढ़ रही है, and specifically the next level of growth which I'm expecting in the pet category is in the nutraceutical and medicinal side from international markets, not Indian. I'm talking about.
Okay, so again importing pet medicines and pet nutraceuticals.
Yeah.
Interesting. Obviously, now
pet food बहुत ज़्यादा import हो रहा है इस time पे. Pet food is flooded Pet food is not a category which I anyways recommend to anybody to get into this at this point of time. But
But what about stuff like pet accessories? I know the Birla kid was trying to launch their own pet collar brand at one point of time. Is that category still big in India?
this category is good. If you ask my personal preference, I really am not much inclined towards accessory side. I'll tell you why. A pet parent average buying cycle of a leash and collar is 2 to 3 years. Right? If you're selling just the leash and collar, then you are actually making one customer buy from you for good 2-3 years and then not even touching them for like once you sell it, उसके 2 से 3 साल तक आप उसको दोबारा टच करने की
So
जरूरत
there's
नहीं
no
है.
there's no resale opportunity for me to keep reselling to a customer.
रिपीट परचेज नहीं है, राइट. रिपीट परचेज उस प्रोडक्ट की नहीं है, हैबिचुअल प्रोडक्ट नहीं है ये. वेयर इन इफ आई सेल, सो वी सेल पेट बिस्किट्स. आप हर महीने लेते हो मेरे से.
True.
My first order is at no loss, no profit because I'm actually paying money on advertisement to make you buy my product. Next time, the habit is, see, we play on user cycle, the user mentality. First time purchase is a search based purchase. You go into any website or Amazon or Google, you search a product, and then you examine, evaluate, and buy a product. Right? Next purchase, how it happens? You go to your profile, previous orders, reorder. That's it. You save the entire cycle of search-based purchase. You go by.
So I save marketing money.
You save marketing money. That's how. If I sell you a leash and collar, if I sell you an accessory, I'm not making any money. I have no chance to make money from you again for the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. If you're selling a very high quality product, you're done for the next 3 years. If I'm selling a high quality treat, I'm going to have that customer buy from me at least 10 to 11 times in the next 1 year. There I'm making money. Yes, accessories have high margins. You can save a bit, but my personal preference is if I'm making a customer come to me time and again every month, I have more opportunities of selling them because I'm having a better brand recall in the mind of the consumer.
Makes sense. So I'll from here I'll segue into the regular D2C world as well.
Yeah.
Walk me through what does I'll put it this way. I order a bunch of stuff on Amazon on a regular basis. Okay?
Yeah.
I open the door, the delivery guy gives me a box, I pay him. I'm done as a customer. Walk me through reversing this to the factory. What all happens in the back of the product reaching me from a customer's factory? So let's say I order Jimmy cocktails on Amazon. For Jimmy Cocktails to come to me, what all has Jimmy Cocktails gone through so that I get the product at my doorstep?
Okay. So I'll take a step back rather. Because a lot of things have to be done before you place an order as a customer. Okay. So first is definitely, I'm not getting into listing, website development, or getting on Amazon. So your product is there, but once you place an order, the product has to be available to be delivered to you. Right. For that, you do a lot of warehousing. If you're doing your own warehousing, that's fine. If you're doing a warehousing with Amazon, then to place your product with Amazon well in advance. So that's one. So product placement is one part. And the decision of placing a product, specifically when we talk about Amazon, or let's say any e-commerce website, if your delivery timeline says beyond 4 days, chances of you losing a customer are very high. Why quick commerce is winning nowadays? 10 मिनट में माल घर आता है भाई साहब, 10 मिनट में. रात के 2 बजे मंगाओ, सुबह के 4 बजे मंगाओ, 10 मिनट में माल आपके घर है. Patience नहीं आज के डेट में कस्टमर के पास. Because
true, even if I see anything that says over 2 days, I'm like, let's find a different alternative to this.
Exactly.
I don't want to wait 2 days.
Yeah. The reason is we have stopped planning in advance that I may need this product 3 days from now. Second, patience नहीं है. आज देखा फटाफट चाहिए भाई सामान. Correct? So you need to keep your product closer to your customer. 2 दिन वाला जो पॉइंट आपने बोला ना, ये एक्चुअली में बहुत बड़ा मेजर इम्पैक्ट है. When you sell with any marketplace, if your product is not been delivered in 2 days, even you're selling at a cheaper price, you might not get an order. Correct? So one is placement closer to the customer is very important. Now, second, the moment you place an order, backend में ERP में order आता है, you create a pick list. Pick list is nothing but for a person to go to the racks and pick it up. उसमें अपनी numbering होती है, so that order जो भी pick हो रहा है सामान वो गलत pick नहीं होता. So it has a rack number, it has a bin number. Correct? वो pick list में होता है सारा. सामान pick हो क्या आया? Now basis, if you are using very high-end advanced systems, then the system will automatically tell you कि कौन सा packaging आपने उठाना है. If it is a very small setup, then you need to do calculations in your mind that this is the box I'm going to pack this product into, and you pack the product, you generate a packing slip, you put it onto the box. From there, the next thing happens is the manifest generation. The delivery guys get to know that this particular box is ready and it has to be picked up at this particular time. So pickup happens there, it goes to the first the assembly point, like for the city collection से हुआ वो एक सेंटर में गया, वहाँ से वो अपनी सिटी के अलग अलग सिटीज के डेस्टिनेशन के उसमें शिफ्ट हो गया, वहाँ जाकर के फिर वो डिस्मेंटल होता है कि भैया अब ये इस एरिया में जाना है, वहाँ से एरिया से निकल करके जो कुरियर बॉय को वो एलोकेट होता है, एलोकेशन होने के बाद आपका वो डे का शेड्यूल बनता है, एंड फ्रॉम देयर इट कम्स टू योर प्लेस. करेक्ट? The moment it's delivered to you, so now there are two use cases. One is prepaid order, postpaid order. I'll discuss about prepaid order first. If it is a prepaid order, आपके कुरियर बॉय ने आपको ऑर्डर हैंड ओवर किया, आप हो नहीं हो, उसने डिलीवरी डोर पे रख दी, आपसे बात करके इट्स डन. करेक्ट? सिस्टम ऑटोमेटिकली अपडेट कर देगा, ऑर्डर कंप्लीट हो गया. नाउ द रिवर्स साइकिल स्टार्ट्स इफ यू आर विलिंग टू रिप्लेस दिस प्रोडक्ट और रिटर्न दिस प्रोडक्ट. वो यूज केस बाद में डिस्कस करते हैं. नाउ द सेकंड यूज केस ऑफ द करंट सिनेरियो इज दैट इट्स अ COD ऑर्डर. आपने पेमेंट करी, आपने प्रोडक्ट लिया, प्रोडक्ट उसके बाद ही खोल सकते हो एज पर द पॉलिसीज डिफाइंड बाय ऑल द कुरियर कंपनीज. आप पहले प्रोडक्ट नहीं खोल सकते. आपने प्रोडक्ट लिया, आपके तरफ से ऑर्डर पूरा हो गया, आप खुश हो प्रोडक्ट से, आपने वापस नहीं करना, आपकी तरफ से एंड हो गया. बट अभी रिवर्स गेम अभी चल रहा है. अभी भी ऑर्डर तो डिलीवर हो गया, ऑर्डर कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ क्योंकि उसकी पेमेंट अभी वापस जानी सेलर के पास. राइट? तो जो कुरियर कंपनी है वो जाकर के अपने सेंटर में उसकी पेमेंट की डिपॉजिटरी डालेगा, वहां से फिर उसकी रिकंसिलेशन शुरू होगी, रिकंसिलेशन के बाद आपके अकाउंट में पैसा आएगा, देन द ऑर्डर इज कंप्लीटेड, पेमेंट इज रिसीव्ड. So this is one cycle. Now second cycle happens is कि आपने प्रोडक्ट वापस करना है. अब जब प्रोडक्ट वापस कर रहे हो, so one is prepaid order. You generate a request for sending it for reverse pickup. The courier company receives the detail. They come with a packing slip. They pick a product from you. They put a new packing slip and deliver it back to the seller. Then the payment reversal starts happening for you because it was a prepaid order. Right? Same is going to be case in the COD because payment is already out from your pocket. Courier boy आपको payment नहीं देगा, payment आपके account में वापस आएगी. Right?
So there's a massive mechanism which works to ensure this delivery happens. मतलब पीछे.
जितना आपका efforts प्रोडक्ट की डेवलपमेंट में, प्रोडक्ट की मार्केटिंग में लगता है, उससे ज्यादा एफर्ट्स आपके लॉजिस्टिक में लगता है.
Which is why marketplace makes more sense than your own managing logistics by your own self.
No, in that sense, I would say nowadays a lot of integrated channels are available, platforms are available, जहाँ से आप मल्टीपल कुरियर कंपनीज के रेट कंपेयर कर सकते हो, उनकी डिलीवरी के सर्विसेज कंपेयर कर सकते हो, उनके डिलीवरेबल पिन कोड सब कंपेयर कर सकते हो. So that part has already reached a very strong maturity. That's one. Second, since the e-commerce is growing, every logistic company has a dedicated e-com division nowadays, since the major revenue is coming from this part of the services. So logistic part is very mature, though leakages are still there because it's handled by human only. There's a greed in there, there's a uneducation part is there, there is a behavioral issue we see. And it's not just on the side of courier guys, it's on the side of consumer side as well. यूपी के कुछ पिन कोड है जहां पे मार्केट प्लेस स्पेसिफिक प्रोडक्ट डिलीवर ही नहीं करते. आप आईफोन ऑर्डर करो यूपी के कुछ पिन कोड में, वहां पे प्रोडक्ट डिलीवर ही नहीं हो सकता.
Even today.
हाँ, इवन टुडे, यस.
Wow.
कुरियर वाला जाता था, उससे सामान लेकर के बिठा लिया, उसको छोड़ेंगे नहीं. वहां गुंडागर्दी चलती है भाई, क्या कर सकते.
Wow. So the logistics has reached a certain maturity today in India, is what I say.
A lot, and it's still growing from the perspective of more integrated information, more faster services, and the new model which is coming up nowadays is warehousing and logistic together, 3PL services. So a lot of people are facing challenge कि उनके जो warehouse के operations है वो बहुत ज़्यादा streamline नहीं हो पाते हैं. So there are players, दो अभी वो छोटे players को, छोटे vendors को नहीं अभी handle कर पाते, because उनको एक बड़ा volume चाहिए होता है, number of orders चाहिए होते हैं daily basis पे, number of जो area है warehouse को वो उनको minimum allocate करना पड़ता है, so that ROI उनकी भी positive निकले. But this particular model is gonna be the big bet in this D2C space in the coming years. Players have already started coming in, और ये कैटेगरी, ये सर्विस सेगमेंट बढ़ेगा अभी. Like we are moving zero warehouse model now. हमारे अपने कोई warehouse नहीं आज की डेट में.
So your products are not kept in your warehouse?
Zero.
So the factory directly goes to third-party warehouse?
Exactly. Even it doesn't come to my office. In fact, I don't have an office. I'm doing, like, I've set up my home office. I don't have an office. So wherever I'm getting my product manufactured, I'm sending the shipment directly from manufacturer to the warehouses. Finish. So I'm a zero fixed cost model.
That's actually amazing, because I feel for a lot of early stage companies, warehousing is a massive challenge because they don't understand, and not just from a cost perspective, right? I can't expect someone who's an entrepreneur who's coming from the manufacturing side, or coming from a product side, be expert in manufacturing, warehousing, logistics, everything, right? Because those are all independently difficult skills to have.
Yes.
Right. That's how it is. So contract manufacturing, third-party warehouse. So basically, if I have the right idea for a product today and some capital, without me setting up anything, you're saying I can launch a product in the market?
Yeah, there is possibility, yes.
Pretty interesting. So I want to deep dive into this a little bit more.
Earlier, this model was very common from the drop shipping perspective.
I was about to come to that, right? Back in the day, because I've been a drop shipper. Back in the day, we used to do this Alibaba drop shipping system, right? We have our own website. We market with Alibaba, run the right ads in the US, upsell it. Really insane margins you would have, right? That was a roaring business back in the day. People would make couple of lakh rupees easily. But then that sort of died when the e-commerce wave came in, because brands realized that I'll sell directly. Why do I need drop shippers or affiliates to run the show for me?
Yeah.
For a today perspective, for a person who wants to get into e-commerce as like a secondary business, how much effort and capital does he need to set it up in, let's say, a year?
Sorry, come again?
How much effort and capital does an individual need today to launch a part-time e-commerce business, which will scale and break even in a year, let's say?
Okay. That's one of the most common questions I receive in all my live sessions, in all my Q&As, in all my trainings. Okay. I've actually created a video for this so that I don't have to answer every single time, but this is your podcast, I'm going to say this. It depends upon the product first. Let's say you want to sell mobile phones, right? And you have 5 models only. And I'm assuming there are only 2 colors in each model. So minimum 10 SKUs you are starting with, an average price, I'll say 20,000 rupees of a phone. Your cost I'm talking about. Right? So 10 SKUs, 20,000 rupees is the cost of each unit. And at least to start with, you'll keep 10 units with you, or let's say 5 units only. Okay. 5 units of 10 SKUs becomes 50 units, and each is costing 20,000 rupees to you. 10 lakh rupees ki investment nahi hogi. Now, let's take another example. Instead of selling a mobile, you're selling mobile phone covers. The average cost of a regular mobile phone cover to you is 25 to 30 rupees, not beyond that. Now let's say you are not keeping, okay, but we'll take only the same 5 designs and 10 SKUs. 30 rupees is the cost. Now you're not keeping 5 units each, you're keeping 10 units each because it's a fast selling product. So total units you're going to keep 100. How much is the investment? 3,000 rupees. Now, second thing is, if you put in 1 lakh rupees, the initial stock cost is 3,000 rupees. You may keep additional 50,000 rupees for the new stock to purchase and then 50,000 rupees in marketing them. Or rather, I would say you spend 70,000 rupees in marketing and keep only 30,000 rupees for the product, which would be giving you at least 1,000 units because 30 rupees ka ek unit, 1,000 rupees, 1,000 units आप ले सकते हो. I'm considering additional cost like box खरीदना, tape खरीदना and all those things. वो बहुत ज़्यादा खर्चा नहीं है, 5-7 हज़ार में हो जाता है. कोई भी product, this is something which I guide to every individual who is starting fresh. Product में investment initially should not go beyond 20% or 30% of your total investment available. लोग गलती क्या करते हैं? पर जितना माल बनाने में खर्चा आता है ना, उससे कहीं ज्यादा माल उस खर्चा उसको बेचने में आता है.
So not investing in buying insane amount of products is the first thing to.
The major mistake initial founders do, जो even trial के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं, वो क्या करते हैं? सर मैंने प्रोडक्ट की डिजाइनिंग पे इतना पैसा खर्च कर दिया, मैंने डब्बों पे डिजाइनिंग पे इतना, डब्बों में मेरा प्रिंट बना हुआ, मैंने इतना खर्च कर दिया, मेरा ब्रांड बहुत बढ़िया बन गया. भाई ये बेचने के लिए पैसे नहीं तेरे, क्या करेगा उस ब्रांड को? घर रखेगा. तो आई ऑलवेज से दिस, जंगल में मोर नाचा किसने देखा, शहर में बंदर नाचा, पैसे भी कमा के चला गया. भाई दिखाना जरूरी है. जो दिखेगा वो बिकेगा, जो ज्यादा दिखेगा वो ज्यादा बिकेगा. सो यू नीड टू फोकस ऑन दैट. आपको दिखाने के लिए पैसा तो चाहिए ना.
So if I have a 1 lakh budget, I spend 20-25% on products. That's all I should reserve on marketing.
Yes. The moment your product is more visible, let's say we talk about your own website. आपकी वेबसाइट को कौन जानता है? आपके दोस्तों को जबरदस्ती बोल के 4-5 अपने मोबाइल फोन बिकवा दिए, उसको कवर बिकवा दिए, उसको बियॉन्ड क्या जाएगा? आपको ग्रोथ तो वही मिलेगी ना जहां से आपका जो रियल कस्टमर है वो खरीदेगा आपसे.
ट्रू.
अब उस तक आपको पहुंचाना जरूरी है अपने मैसेज को, अपने प्रोडक्ट को. आपने सोशल मीडिया यूज किया, आपने एसईओ यूज किया, आपने परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग चलाई, तभी तो पता लगेगा.
राइट, मेक सेंस. दैट इज ट्रू.
अब परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग पहले दिन से ऑप्टिमाइज नहीं होगी.
इट्स अ कर्व.
फॉर मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट, अगर आप इसमें एक्सपर्ट नहीं हो तो आपको एक्सटर्नल पार्टी चाहिए रन करने के लिए. उसको 3 महीने लगेंगे ढंग से ऑप्टिमाइज करके कैंपेन को प्रॉपरली आउटपुट निकालने के लिए. एसईओ करने बैठोगे, एसईओ में कम से कम 6 महीने बाद तो आपको आउटपुट दिखना शुरू होगी. सो वो पैसा लगाना जरूरी है ना. लोग वहां पे फेल हो जाते हैं क्योंकि अब प्रोडक्ट पड़ा है हमारे वेयरहाउस में, वो बिक नहीं रहा, बेचने के लिए अभी इतनी इन्वेस्टमेंट बची नहीं है. नाउ यू आर इन अ स्टेज कि ये काम करते हैं, मार्केटिंग बजट 10,000 कर देते हैं. अरे 10,000 से काम नहीं चलेगा. जब खर्चा ही 40,000 करके मिलना है, वो 10,000 भी मत ही करो. सो माई सजेशन इज ऑलवेज नॉट टू पुट enough money into the product, but keep majority of the money for market shout out, I would say. अब वो shout out कैसे करते हो? That you need to optimize over a period of time. कहाँ पे आप output ज़्यादा निकालोगे? So
that's a whole different thing, yeah. But yeah, yes. Coming back to this, so first step, identify the right category, not put a lot of money into product, reserve for marketing.
Yes.
What next? What is that after I do? I'm keeping marketing aside because I'm assuming that that's a whole different strategic ball game.
Yeah.
What is the next thing I need to focus on?
See, the next thing is definitely, or in fact not the next thing. ये चीज पहले ही हमारे को decide करनी before we even going to decide on the product category is the channel which we are going to sell on. The decision of selecting a channel is going to be very very major point. अगर आप अपनी वेबसाइट पे बेच रहे हो, then you can control the positioning. If you are selling on, let's say, any marketplace, Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal or XYZ, then you can't sell everything on Amazon because वहाँ पे जो बिक रहा है उसी कैटेगरी की ज़्यादा सेल होगी ना. You can't sell You can't expect to sell 10,000 rupees worth of mobile phone cover 10 pieces a day on Amazon. But wherein a 300 rupees mobile phone cover or 600 rupees mobile phone cover or 1000 rupees mobile phone cover is currently selling. A lot of sellers are currently selling this particular product at this price point on Amazon. Wherein you go to Snapdeal, you might find a different price point जो ज़्यादा बिक रहा है. तो channel selection is very important. If you are selling on your own website, then आप 1200 रुपए का बेचो, 1500 का बेचो, आप वैल्यू क्रिएट करो, अपना बिकेगा. बट Amazon पे जो कस्टमर आ रहा है वहां पे तो वो वही खरीदेगा ना. जो आई 300 रुपए के माइंडसेट से रहा है वो आपका 3000 पे 4000 रुपए वाला बहुत कम आ रहा है वहां पे कस्टमर, तो कम बिकेगा. तो आपको वहां से डिसाइड करना है. आपने लेट से डिसाइड कर लिया चैनल कौन सा है, देन यू डू अ बिट ऑफ रिसर्च वहां पे किस प्राइस पॉइंट पे बिक रहा है. अगर वहां पे 300 रुपए का माल बिक रहा है तो आपको जो प्रोडक्ट की सोर्सिंग करनी है वो 30 रुपए, 40 रुपए, 50 रुपए से ऊपर नहीं करनी.
So my price is not determined by me. It's determined by the channel I'm selling.
It's market who drives the pricing. That's the rule of economy.
So I can't say that I'm going to sell something bizarrely expensive on Amazon when there's no market for it, when my competitor is selling the same product at like 1/10 the price.
But that you need to spend a lot of money and efforts in convincing the people कि ये इतने की वर्थ है. That's where the gap happens. People start calling it मेरा brand बन गया. Because brand is what which drives the price, the behavior, the demand. आप क्या हो? आप एक लेवल हो सर. अभी तो खरीदा कितने लोगों ने.
So the ratio of marketing spend to the selling price remains the same, whether it's a premium product or a low end product.
Well,
considering
with my experience in the D2C space in the recent years, 50 to 60% initially it goes, but category wise थोड़ा ऊपर हो जाता है, थोड़ा नीचे. फैशन कैटेगरी में थोड़ा ज्यादा चला जाता है
obviously.
हाँ, बट एवरेज 50-60% है, उसको फिर ऑप्टिमाइज करके 25% पे लाना पड़ता है.
So whether I'm launching a premium, like let's say I'm talking about a phone on one end, and on one end I'm talking about phone case, and one end I'm talking about t-shirt, one talking about handmade soaps. Irrespective of the category, initially the market ratio of my value of the product to the market spend will be the same.
More or less. Now इसमें एक एग्जांपल आपने यूज किया मोबाइल फोन्स का. मोबाइल फोन में आपका मार्केटिंग बजट इतना नहीं जाएगा. आपको सिर्फ विजिबिलिटी क्रिएट करनी है कि आपके पास भी अवेलेबल है. बिकॉज ऑलरेडी आप अपना ब्रांड तो लॉन्च करोगे नहीं मोबाइल फोन में, आप किसी न किसी ब्रांड का लेकर के बेचोगे. तो उस ब्रांड ने ऑलरेडी मार्केटिंग में पैसा खर्च कर रखा है, अवेयरनेस क्रिएट कर रखी है. नाउ यू आर इन अ मार्केट प्लेस वेयर इन कस्टमर इज ऑलरेडी अवेयर ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. ब्रांड की अथॉरिटी ऑलरेडी है, आप तो सिर्फ एक सेलर हो उसके. नाउ योर वैल्यू एडिशन इज आइदर प्राइसिंग पे खेलोगे आपकी विजिबिलिटी पे खेलोगे, और मार्केट की क्रेडिबिलिटी पे खेलोगे आप.
मेक सेंस.
तो वहां पे आपका मार्केटिंग बजट एज सच इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्रिएटिंग अ प्रोडक्ट अवेयरनेस इज नॉट गोना बी वेरी हाई, बट यू वुड बी फाइटिंग अमंग्स दी सेलर्स. चाहे वो अपनी वेबसाइट से बेच रहे हैं तो आपको गूगल एड्स में ज्यादा पैसा लगाना पड़ेगा कि भैया मेरे पास आ, उसके पास मत जा. अगर आप Amazon पे या किसी मार्केट प्लेस से बेच रहे हैं तो आपको वहां पे स्पॉन्सर्ड एड्स के थ्रू आपको अपनी लिस्टिंग ऊपर दिखानी पड़ेगी, सो दैट व्हेन अ कंज्यूमर इज कमिंग दे सी कि अच्छा यार ये इस सेलर के इतने फीडबैक हैं, रेटिंग इतनी अच्छी है, प्राइस इसका कंपेटिटिव है, ये डिलीवरी कल दे देगा. तो अब आपका जो ऑर्डर आ रहा है वो आपके प्रोडक्ट के बेसिस पे नहीं आ रहा, वो आपकी बियॉन्ड प्रोडक्ट की सर्विसेज पे आ रहा है.
So whatever margin I'm saving on not spending on marketing per se, I would lose that margin on creating a competitive advantage.
Yes.
मतलब net मेरे पास initially कोई भी प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करो उतना ही आएगा.
शुरू में तो देखो यस आएगा इतने. बाकी अब मोबाइल फोन की बात करें, मोबाइल फोन में वैल्यू बहुत हाई है, बट उसका मतलब अगर आप 50,000 रुपए का फोन बेच रहे हो उसमें मार्जिन आपका 3% है तो 1500 रुपए तो फिर भी आपके हाथ में आ गए. ठीक है. अब उस 1500 रुपए में से आप खर्चा कर रहे हो मान लो 500-700 रुपए का, तो यू एंड अप सेविंग समवेयर अराउंड 800-900 रुपीज. जिनके आपने 25 फोन बेच दिए, आपका मार्जिन तैयार हो गया 20,000 रुपए का. राइट. सो 20,000 रुपए का मार्जिन आपका महीने का सीधा कितनी आपका रेवेन्यू प्रॉफिट बन गया. दैट्स 6 लाख रुपीज वर्थ ऑफ प्रॉफिट. एंड दिस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट आफ्टर एड स्पेंड एंड लॉजिस्टिक स्पेंड एंड ऑल द एक्सपेंसेस ऑन द मार्केट प्लेस. सेम इज इफ यू सेलिंग थ्रू योर ओन वेबसाइट, आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग कि 500-700 रुपए आपको वहाँ पे ऐड का खर्चा भी जाएगा. तो अल्टीमेटली 50,000 रुपए का फोन के पीछे अगर आपका मतलब 1500 रुपए का मार्जिन है 3%, यू स्टिल सेविंग समवेयर अराउंड 2%, 1%, 1.5% आप सेव कर रहे हो. तो वो कैलकुलेशन प्रोडक्ट वाइज थोड़ी चेंज आती है, बट बेसिक रिमेन सेम. यू नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई किस तरह का प्रोडक्ट और किस ब्रांड लेवल पे आप बेच रहे हो उसको.
Okay. Now I'll ask a couple of more questions the same because I want to understand this category as a entrepreneur wants to enter, right?
Mm-hmm.
My own product versus just doing an e-commerce distribution of an existing product.
Okay.
What are some pros and cons in both of this?
Pros and cons मैं बहुत अच्छे से बता सकता हूँ because I have faced this situation.
You've done this. You've done both, right? You've been a distributor for a product and you have manufactured your product.
I've done both. लॉन्ग रन में जाना है, लॉन्ग रन में प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी खेलनी है तो अपना ब्रांड बनाओ भाई. शॉर्ट टर्म में क्विक रेवेन्यू जनरेट करना है तो फिर आप दूसरे के प्रोडक्ट पे खेलना शुरू करो. ठीक है, तो राइट स्ट्रेटेजी इज मिक्स बनाओ. 50-60%, 70% डिपेंडिंग अपॉन की क्या प्रोडक्ट कैटेगरी में हो. आप एग्जिस्टिंग ब्रांड का प्रोडक्ट उठाओ, स्टार्ट गेटिंग द रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम डे वन. क्योंकि बॉस शाम को गले में पैसे दिखते हैं ना तो ब्लड लेवल ना मेंटेन रहता है, ब्लड फ्लो. ठीक है, दिमाग भी चलता है. तो बेसिक धंधे वाली बात है ये. ठीक है, उसके साथ साथ यू स्टार्ट पुटिंग मनी और इन्वेस्टिंग योर रिसोर्सेज इन बिल्डिंग योर ओन ब्रांड. दैट्स व्हाट आई पर्सनली डिड. मैं ब्रांड का नाम नहीं यहाँ पे शेयर करूंगा, बट ब्रांड ने कभी भी हाथ खींच लिया आप खत्म हो यार.
So create a category with a brand and then start putting your own product in the same category and slowly change it to your own product.
That's what I did, and I recommend depending upon कि कौन company या कौन startup owner किस तरह के प्रोडक्ट को सेल कर रहा है. तो wherever this particular possibility is there, I always recommend. Otherwise तो फिर अपने प्रोडक्ट तो आपको बनानी पड़ेंगे. Like आप FMCG की बात कर लो. FMCG में आप किसी और का प्रोडक्ट लेकर के आसानी से बेचोगे, वो ऑलरेडी बेच रहा है, खुद बहुत कम प्राइस पे बेच रहा है. तो आप अपना ब्रांड बनाओ, वो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. एंड like in pet category there are a lot of established brands, so we could pick up their product and start selling it because we were, though margins are very less, but we were playing on a very high volume and the overall operationally we were very optimized, so we were making money out of every sale. So even selling at a very lowest price we were still making money because volume हमें help कर रहा था. So
it also helps you understand the category better.
Yeah, that's a very good testing point क्योंकि पता आपको ये प्रोडक्ट बिक रहा. तो that's how we did. मैंने दूसरे का प्रोडक्ट उठाया या फिर जो प्रोडक्ट कैटेगरी मुझे खुद अपनी बनानी थी, मैंने उसी का प्रोडक्ट उठाया मार्केट से सिमिलर, उसको बेचना शुरू किया, उसको वॉल्यूम समझा, उसकी कस्टमर साइकिल समझी. नाउ आई एम पुटिंग दैट एंटायर इंफॉर्मेशन इनटू माय ओन प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट एंड आई एम गोना लॉन्च दोस प्रोडक्ट्स. चल रही है टेस्टिंग मेरी.
Makes sense.
So this is what we did.
Okay, now I'm going to jump into a few more dynamics of it.
हाँ.
A lot of people talk about influencer marketing. A lot of people talk about branding exercises doing online. बहुत सोचा है. As an early stage brand, does influencer marketing actually work?
Yes, it works if it is done with the right message, with the right objective. आपके कॉस्मेटिक ब्रांड्स बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस होते हैं लोग. हमारी पेट कैटेगरी में काफी इन्फ्लुएंस होते हैं लोग. So influencer marketing, I say it definitely works. Now you need to keep a very close eye कि आपका overall conversion कहाँ से आ रहा है. For example, आज के डेट में बहुत सारे फीमेल इन्फ्लुएंसर्स हैं. Now, a lot of female-focused products are approaching these female influencers to promote their product. It's a real case study which I actually discussed with one of the founders last week only, and I'm not going to share the name. अब हो क्या रहा है? They were like कि सर हमने 2 महीने कैंपेन चलाया, आउटपुट नहीं आई हमारी ज़्यादा. यार बड़ा सा सिंपल सा लॉजिक देखो. You picked up an influencer who is very good in creating content. Content is decent, but have you evaluated her followers? 70% ज़्यादा male. That too the different age group of what a brand wanted to actually capture. तो फीमेल छोड़ो, क्योंकि मेल है, क्योंकि फीमेल इन्फ्लुएंसर का आज के डेट में जो फैशन इन्फ्लुएंसर हैं उसके मेल फॉलोअर्स ज्यादा होते हैं.
Agreed. Typical logic, right? If I Aishwarya Rai gets more eyeballs from men than women.
Obviously, a gym influencer, a male gym influencer might have equal amount of male and female followers, but so as comedian. But a female fashion influencer for sure is going to have more male followers.
Yeah, that is for sure.
अब वो आप प्रोडक्ट बेच रहे हो which is related to completely focused on female, right? It's a woman hygiene product, correct? और मेल का क्या फायदा उसको? So selection of this influencer, if it is done right, then definitely it works. And the next trend which I see, brands are gonna come in. Some of them have already started coming in, but this will become the next wave or next model for influencers to be engaged with any brand. This is what I personally believe is going to be on the performance based now. So influencer marketing is going to be again evaluated on the performance overall which a brand is getting.
Like how affiliate used to work back in the day.
Exactly. So the affiliates, see ultimately सीधा सा ROI दिखा दी ना, वहाँ पे ROI अभी तो दिखती नहीं है, आपको eyeballs इतनी मिल गई, eyeballs मिल गई, धंधा आया. For me the important point is of evaluating any channel is was मुझे order कितने आए यहाँ से. If I'm giving an influencer 20,000 rupees, I'm not getting more than 5 orders, wherein I am putting money in advertisement and 20,000 rupees की ad मुझे अगर 20 फोन सेल करने में हेल्प करे तो मैं भैया इन्फ्लुएंसर को नहीं दूंगा. इन्फ्लुएंसर मेरी अवेयरनेस क्रिएट कर रहा है, सेल्स नहीं दे रहा. आज के दिन सेल्स चाहिए, मैं तभी सर्वाइव करूंगा.
Agreed, because ROAS on performance is obviously higher than influencer.
Yes. तो आई एम हैप्पी टू पे 2 लाख रुपीस टू एन इन्फ्लुएंसर अगर वो मुझे 200 ऑर्डर ला के दे दे. अब उसको ट्रैक कैसे करूंगा? ले भैया लिंक तेरा, तू खेल इससे. ये ट्रेंड आने वाला है जल्दी.
Okay. Now again, I want to get into a slightly different vertical, which I know a lot of people don't like to talk about, but I still want to address it. A lot of founders want to understand what are some zero spend marketing activities they can do, where they don't have to spend money. What do you think about this concept of zero spend marketing? And if a new brand is coming, what are some early go-to-market strategies they can use where they don't have to spend money?
The best way is build communities. बेस्ट, इससे बढ़िया मुझे ना कुछ समझ में आता है. वो पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी ना सिर्फ आपको सेल्स देती है, बट आपको आपके मार्केट का नया प्रोडक्ट क्या लाना है वो भी बताता है.
Can you give an example of a product with a community which you have seen has worked very well?
Nothing is coming top of mind, but one example which I can share which definitely relates to this. I won't reveal the name. I'll still reveal category. So it was into the women hygiene category again, the product. And how it started around a product, creating a knowledge and building volunteers to test the product, which ultimately turned into a very interactive community wherein they started feeling very safe talking about their problems. So the effort started by the founder was initially to actually get a feedback and get some initial users. But when he saw the opportunity of really engaging with this audience, उसने फोकस प्रोडक्ट्स को थोड़ा साइड में कर दिया, बट उनकी पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम्स को बिल्डअप करना शुरू कर दिया कि भैया आप बताओ क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम है एंड वी विल ट्राई टू हेल्प यू आउट. सो दे बिल्ट अ वेरी वेल कनेक्टेड कम्युनिटी एंड देन दे डिडंट हैव टू एक्चुअली सेल देयर प्रोडक्ट एट ऑल. इट वाज सेलिंग ऑटोमेटिकली बिकॉज दे बिल्ट दैट स्ट्रॉन्ग कनेक्टिविटी विद द ब्रांड, स्ट्रॉन्ग इमोशनल बॉन्डिंग बिकॉज दे वर हेल्पिंग द कंज्यूमर. एंड these community people were actually organizing the groups, the meetups, the calls, everything, and it was not taking at all a single penny to advertise, to really organize events, because किसी के पास जगह है, अच्छा आ जाओ 4 लोग बैठते हैं, fair enough, बुला लिया, बात कर ली. So what brand did, they brought in the experts कि आपको प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, ये चैलेंज आ रहा है, ठीक है, इस एक्सपर्ट से बात करते हैं, which ultimately resulted into a very big community of more than 7,000 to 8,000 people, and it was giving them a good number of sales because ultimately brand की visibility वहाँ हो रही थी. It took some time. It took some good 4-5 months for them to reach to this level, but it was the base for them. And I think I spoke to that person few months back. The community was doing close to 15,000 people, and just guess the sales from their own website.
No idea.
Close to 60 lakhs a month.
Wow, that is a phenomenal number for not having to burn much at all.
Yes. The key was patience.
Obviously. Either you have time or you have money. You have to burn something.
Yep. Even if I have money, I'll actually invest in building a community.
Makes sense. I've seen Shantanu and others do the same now.
Yes.
Their content and everything.
वो कम्युनिटी यार आपको ना बहुत एडेड एडवांटेज देके जाती है. ऑन एन एवरेज फैशन कैटेगरी में मैं बात करूं तो 40% तो आपकी एकॉस है. आप वो 40% अगर बचा रहे हो तो सर आप अपने कंपेटिटर से सीधा 40% प्रॉफिट बना रहे हो ज्यादा. समझो, डू यू नीड टू एक्चुअली रेज मनी फ्रॉम वीसी? ना. आपकी अगर 50 लाख की भी सेल है भाई, आप, मैं कहता हूं उस 40% को ही बचा रहे हो. 20 लाख का रेवेन्यू यार, प्रॉफिट है, 20 लाख का प्रॉफिट.
40% is a massive margin play in D2C, right?
एट कैटेगरी में 40 से 45% से नीचे आपकी आज के डेट में कस्टमर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट है ही नहीं, ऑर्डर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट है ही नहीं, आपको कम्युनिटी के थ्रू
45% goes into customer acquisition.
यस सर, एवरेज है। इसमें नौसिखी
What is the
भी
most
बैठी
expensive category in customer acquisition?
फैशन।
Fashion, like perfume.
My
cupwear,
knowledge is, I am not an expert with the data availability, but basis my experience, basis my conversation with a lot of people, basis my evaluation of a lot of financial from various D2C brands, fashion is a category where I've seen the maximum money going in.
Okay. Okay, I want to dial into a little bit lighter end towards the podcast.
हाँ बताओ।
If a person wants to build a D2C brand, part-time, full-time, whatever,
हाँ,
what are some 5 categories which you think is worth exploring? Where there is still a huge scope for more brands to come in.
टी शर्ट का ब्रांड खोल लो पहले तो, मोबाइल कवर्स, एंड रिसेंटली आई एक्सप्लोर्ड one category which I was ignoring for the past 5-6 years. It's a kitchen category.
Like utensils.
छुरियां, चाकू, चम्मच, गिलास, बहुत बढ़िया कैटेगरी है, कसम से बहुत बढ़िया कैटेगरी।
Is it so?
I'm working on a report on this particular category only, and I'm actually very happy that I finally considered this category to be in easy to set up and high margin category products. All right.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so t-shirts, phone cases, huge category.
See, अल्टीमेटली इसमें जो आपको प्रोडक्ट दिखेंगे ना, वो ऐसे दिखेंगे जो कि एक तो लो प्राइस प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, लो डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, एंड फटाफट खरीदने वाले प्रोडक्ट हैं कि यार चल ठीक है, ज्यादा दिमाग लगाना, टी शर्ट लेनी है 300-400 रुपए का बड़ा स्वीट स्पॉट है टी शर्ट लेने का, ठीक है, 2 बार बाहर पहनी, 4 बार बाहर पहनी, 5वीं बार वो रात को पहनी जाएगी, 6 महीने बाद वो खत्म हो जाएगी, पोचा बन जाएगी। लुक एट द कंज्यूमर साइकिल ना यार, वो प्रोडक्ट अच्छा है। मोबाइल कवर हम 6 महीने में बोर हो जाते हैं, नया ले लो यार, ठीक है। आप अगर कर सकते हो तो ऑडियो में चले जाओ,
Like earphones and everything.
ईयरफोन्स। आज के डेट में बहुत सारे व्हाइट लेबलिंग के मैन्युफैक्चरर्स बैठे हैं, 1000, 1200, 1500 यूनिट्स आपकी व्हाइट लेबलिंग हो जाती है, क्वालिटी अच्छी है, मार्जिन्स बहुत अच्छे हैं, एंड इसी के साथ आप इसी कैटेगरी में आप केबल्स, अच्छी क्वालिटी केबल्स, देसी क्वालिटी केबल्स बहुत चाइना से बहुत आ रही है, इंडिया में आजकल बहुत अच्छा बन रहा है माल, वो कैटेगरी आप पिक कर सकते हो। केबल्स का
Like HDMI USB cables.
यस, चार्जिंग केबल्स हो गई, आपकी एक्सटेंशन केबल्स हो गई, पावर बैंक समहाउ एक कैटेगरी हुआ करती थी, अब वो डाउन हो गई है।
I think that is also because now almost all phones come with 8000, 10,000 mAh batteries. But
वही फैक्टर है।
I don't see the need to use a power bank because मेरा phone discharge दिन भर लगता है discharge होने में. And
Yep.
quick charging है ना.
Quick
I
charging.
plug it in, charges in 20 minutes, it gets charged back again. I feel like
Yes.
क्या ही करूँ power bank का है.
एग्जैक्टली। तो आई थिंक मैंने खुद पावर बैंक यूज नहीं किया पिछले 3 साल से।
It's part of my emergency cache पड़ा हुआ है, but वो वैसे ही है बस.
तो ये कैटेगरी हो गई, एंड या लो एंट्री,
लो एंट्री बैरियर भी है.
लो एंट्री बैरियर है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लो टिकट प्रोडक्ट है तो इन्वेंट्री का भी इतना लोड नहीं है, एंड मार्जिन्स आर डिसेंट, तो you usually get a product at what 10-15% of a selling price. The major innovation you need to do is on the packaging front. You do a good packaging. जैसे आपका टी शर्ट है, टी शर्ट में डिजाइनिंग है, वो आपका सबसे मेन यूएसपी है सेलिंग का। मोबाइल कवर है तो उसके अंदर आपकी क्वालिटी प्लस सेलिंग डिजाइन है आपका, वो सबसे अच्छी क्वालिटी हो गई। आपका ऑडियो वीडियो की बात करें तो डेफिनेटली आपकी जो ब्रांडिंग है, जो पैकेजिंग है, उसका बहुत बड़ा रोल है आपकी ओवरऑल सेल्स के अंदर। दो, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट कि क्वालिटी अच्छी करो ना करो, बाय डिफॉल्ट क्वालिटी तो अच्छी चाहिए आपको। सो ये हैं अच्छी कैटेगरीज, यू कैन रियली ट्राई इट आउट।
And I wanna get into your personal life a little bit towards the end of it.
Okay.
What are your hobbies outside all of this?
Cooking, boss.
What do you do like in your free time? Like what do you like to cook?
Well, फ्री टाइम तो नहीं मिलता भाई, बट वो टाइम निकालते हैं ताकि कुकिंग करें तो अच्छा हो जाए। So I cook biryani, I cook butter chicken, I cook lot of non-veg items as well, and egg preparation बहुत एक्सपेरिमेंट करता हूँ मैं, तो वो सिर्फ मैं ही खाता हूँ क्योंकि और कोई खाने वाला होता नहीं है मेरे घर में। biryani and all is a part of my all the parties which I organize. You have been missing all my parties because Delhi में नहीं होते तुम.
Yes, yes. Next time, definitely you want to throw a party when I'm there.
Definitely. So these are sometimes I'd like to go on ride if I'm like so much overwhelmed with the thoughts, समझ में नहीं आ रहा strategy क्या बनानी है, then I just pick up a car and just go on a ride. Yeah.
So, what are your plans for next 6 months? What is in Nishant's purview for the next 6 months?
Next 6 months, I'm working on a new venture of my own, still in a stealth mode, and it's a different, I would say, traditional business which I am planning to kick off, and yeah.
Traditional
business. देखो एक ट्रेडिशनल धंधा आपका मार्केट से कभी नहीं जाए.
Agreed.
कितना इनोवेटिव बिजनेस मॉडल आप ले आओ, बट बेसिक जो है ना धंधे के, वो कुछ चीजें ऐसी वो बेसिक रहेंगी. हाँ, उसमें एडवांसमेंट आती चली जाएगी, बट
SMEs are here to stay. Like I am someone who strongly believes that SMBs are as good as startups to invest in and build.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a unicorn.
Yeah.
But if you want sustainable revenue, SMBs are the way to go, not a startup.
I believe in unicorns are definitely build up हो रहे हैं, बहुत सारे ज्यादा हो रहे हैं, बट मेरा थोड़ा सा फोकस अलग रहता है that no matter how much you grow, the focus should always be on profitability.
No, I come from the same school of thought. End of the day, two things are important. A, the company makes profit, and as a founder, as a promoter, you make enough money.
You make enough money. Your kitchen should run easily, smoothly, and you should not be able to like you've been a founder, I've been a founder, like I've been like into this for the past 10 years. There have been times when we actually had to compromise on few things and had to seek out to friends ki bhai challenge I need some support. And I think at any point of time, like all the founders face this kind of situation. I think it's important as well. This gives you understanding what needs to be done. Or for me personally, it gives me a kick that, boss, this situation should not happen again. So I need to work accordingly. I need to ensure that the business is running in such a way कि ये सस्टेन हो सके, सेल्फ सस्टेनेबल हो सके. कुछ टाइम के लिए ठीक है, नहीं होता, 1 साल 1.5 साल 2 साल कई बार हो जाता है, बट बियॉन्ड 2 years इट शुड बी सेल्फ सस्टेनेबल. ग्रोथ एक सेपरेट है, बट धंधा अपने आप में सेल्फ सस्टेन 2 साल 2.5 साल में नहीं हो रहा ना, फिर तो बस या तो आप इन्वेस्टर का पैसा ले लेके डालते रहो, फूकते रहो, पड़ा करते रहो. बट अगर इस इन्वेस्टर का पैसा नहीं है, आपने एक लिमिटेड कैपिटल इन्वेस्ट किया, उसके बाद भी आप अगर नहीं प्रॉफिट बना पा रहे, बस फिर या तो धंधे को देखो या आप कुछ और देखो.
That is very true.
बहुत सारे फाउंडर्स आते हैं, शौक में कर तो लेते हैं, बट बिजनेस को समझ में नहीं आता उनका. ठीक है, D2C के गेम में जैसे मैंने बताया आपको कि कॉस्टिंग को समझना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई हैव सीन लॉट ऑफ ब्रांड जहां मैं उनको कंसल्ट करता हूं, मैं सिर्फ उनकी पैकेजिंग को चेंज करके ही, प्रोडक्ट के SKU को ऊपर नीचे करके ही I turn them profitable. It's only because of the lack of knowledge of the entire back-end operations and the different costings involved in that. आप उस पे गेम खेल जाओगे ढंग से, you can start making money from your operations.
Wow, that is interesting. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about this. Like every D2C founder I talk about, they're like GMV. But optimizing their packaging, reducing their manufacturing costs is not a lot. Not a lot of people talk about that. Right, I understand where you come from. Just one last question. What are some few brands one should keep an eye on today, which you see in D2C category are killing it?
Well, recent Bamarth hai, they are doing great. One should keep an eye. And actually, a lot of these beauty brands can take an inspiration from them, the product categories they have been introducing. And if somebody is doing this FMCG category, then not one brand I would say specifically you follow, but you follow multiple brands. Go to Amazon, look for brands, and there are multiple brands. They are doing great. Recently, I was exploring one brand in the hemp category. They're doing some multiple products basis hemp. Net Habit करके. Though I'm not being paid by them, it's a disclaimer. ठीक है? I'm just sharing my views. They're doing great job. with the low shelf life products, and they're making good sales. So they have optimized their supply chain in such a way that with a very low shelf life, even one of the products is just 60 days shelf life product,
and that's going good on off the shelf.
Yes. They are
That is amazing.
very much strong. So यहाँ पे यही एक differentiation है आपके D2C brand का कि how good are you with your numbers, how deeply you are tracking your numbers, and based on those numbers how quick and efficient decisions you are taking कि आपको प्रोडक्ट का साइज क्या रखना है, पैकेजिंग क्या रखनी है, वॉल्यूमेट्रिक वेट. आधे लोगों को तो वॉल्यूमेट्रिक वेट नहीं पता यार. बहुत मतलब आई टॉक टू लॉट ऑफ ब्रांड्स. सो वॉल्यूमेट्रिक वेट क्या होता है समझो भाई. ये लॉजिस्टिक का सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. करेक्ट. देयर लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु सेज कि मेरा प्रोडक्ट तो आधे किलो का ही, आधे किलो का भी नहीं है, बट वॉल्यूमेट्रिक वेट में अगर 1.5 किलो जा रहा है तो भाई 2 किलो की शिपिंग भर रहे हो तुम. योर एंटायर प्रॉफिट इज गोइंग देयर. सबसे कॉमन मिस्टेक आई टेल यू, जो भी इस टाइम पे ऑयल, जूसेस या लिक्विड वाले प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो, स्टैंडर्ड प्रोडक्ट साइजेस आर 500 ml 1 लीटर. 500 ml तो आपका प्रोडक्ट का क्वांटिटी है, उसके ऊपर बॉटल का वेट भी है, तो अल्टीमेटली वो पैकेजिंग का बन के वो 1 किलो में जाता है. There you are paying extra. If you reduce that overall weight with packaging to 460, 470 grams, you are shipping that product in a half kg band.
People are not realizing this. वो एग्जैक्ट 1 किलो का बनाते हैं और थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाता है, and then they end up paying a higher bracket of shipping.
You go to Amazon today and you search any FMCG product, you'll start seeing कि कुछ established brands जो हैं उनकी पैकेजिंग साइज स्टैंडर्ड नहीं है, 500 और 1 किलो वाली नहीं है.
I've seen that with a lot of brands like Locos, Discoff and Unibic and others. It's like a few grams less than 500. They're like 480 grams, 470 grams, 465 grams.
ये
selling in that ratio.
ये लॉजिस्टिक ऑपरेशंस को ऑप्टिमाइज करने के लिए किया जाता है.
So if I sell for exact 500 grams, I'll pay $50 extra because I go in the next weight category.
Exactly.
Damn, those startups are thinking. They're all manufacturing in 500 ml and 1 liter.
Yes, that's a standard size because bottling उसी size की available है market में. So I'll give an example. We are manufacturing dog shampoos today. So we have specifically searched a bottle which is weighing 239 grams after everything. ठीक है. We innovated on a pump. वो हल्का है पंप. हमने बॉटल की स्ट्रेंथ इतनी रखी कि बॉटल टूटेगी नहीं, बट इतनी हैवी भी नहीं रखी कि वेट बिना मतलब बढ़ जाए. राइट. एंड द लिक्विड इज ऑफ ए स्पेसिफिक 205 ml के आसपास हमने रखा उसको. नाउ वी आर गोना सेल दैट इन अ पैक ऑफ 2. So this goes to 480 grams. We are safe. मैं पैक ऑफ 2 भी आधे किलो में बेच रहा हूँ, पैक ऑफ 1 भी आधे किलो में बेच रहा हूँ. मेरी लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट ऑप्टिमाइज होगी द मोमेंट आई सेल पैक ऑफ 2.
Wow, now I realize why these mixers, established juices, syrup brands are such like 275 ml क्यों आ जाता है, कहीं 450 ml क्यों आ जाता है, because that makes sense. Because it's the weight of the liquid with its density in thing, plus weight of the bottle, plus weight of the packaging, plus weight of the box, and everything combined has to be under 500, like half a kilo.
When we do our calculations, when we plan for a product, we even calculate the weight of a tape and the label which is going on top.
Yeah, because it's important, because
It's weight.
if you're putting, it's a glass bottle and you put bubble wrap around it, that's 5 grams. And
Yes. The selection between a plastic bottle and a glass bottle makes a huge difference. Now people
obviously, because there's a weight difference of a glass to a plastic is roughly almost 100 grams.
Yeah, it's an audio podcast. Otherwise, I would have shown some of the bottles which we are experimenting. वो है प्लास्टिक की बॉटल, बट वो लगती बिल्कुल ग्लास वाली है.
I've seen a couple of the brands send that to me. Like
आपका
I thought it's a glass bottle,
but लॉजिस्टिकली आप ऑप्टिमाइज हो गए. यार सिंपल सा एग्जांपल, अगर आपका एक प्रोडक्ट 1 किलो में जा रहा है, जो कि एवरेज में ले लेता हूँ, अगर 85 रुपीज आप शिपिंग कॉस्ट भर रहे हो 1 किलो की नेशनल जोन के अंदर, वहीं आपका वो प्रोडक्ट आधे किलो में जा रहा है विद द सेम सेलिंग प्राइस which is going in at 50 rupees. 35 rupees is what you're saving on logistic cost. Now अगर वो आपका प्रोडक्ट 500 रुपए का बिक रहा है तो सर आपकी 7% कॉस्ट बच गई.
True. And because for a few grams you're selling in the higher category, that's also waste.
Yes.
Because 555 ग्राम के लिए अगर आप 1 किलो तक का दे रहे हो तो आप एक्चुअली वेस्ट कर रहे हो वो पैसा.
That's where the money goes in. That's where the calculations can save you a hell lot of money. आप ब्रांडिंग में इतना पैसा खर्च कर रहे हो, लॉजिस्टिक की साइड देखो, आप अपने ऑपरेशंस की साइड देखो, आप अपने प्रोसेसिंग साइड देखो. That's where I go more. I'm not a marketer per se. If you ask me performance marketing, I'll have somebody coming to do expert analysis. Then probably I can put in my science of human psychology. That's it. My core is fine. तुम front end देख लो, मैं back end में आपको ठीक कर दूंगा. So with the back end only, D2C brands can be turned profitable.
Yeah, because from what I see, because a lot of brands do come to me for investment support, and I see the numbers, they spend a lot of money on logistics, packaging, and procurement. They barely have any margins left after that.
अब एग्जांपल है ना, 7% की अगर हम बात करें, यही तो 500 रुपए का एवरेज लिया, जिसका अगर 300 रुपए का प्रोडक्ट है वो तो एवरेज चलेगी 12% उसकी.
Yeah, for example, I see a lot of times Amazon will send like a low-cost product in like a big-ass box.
Yeah.
अगर प्रोडक्ट का वैल्यू नहीं होगा जितना शिपिंग दे रहा होगा.
Exactly. Product might be weighing only 200 grams, but the volumetric weight is 1200 grams. आप तो गए 2 किलो में.
But why does that happen? Like why would like that's because it's just bad packaging ideas.
See, मैं यहाँ पे नहीं बोलना चाहूँगा ज़्यादा, but people are very owners, specifically brand owners, they are very stuck to a concept of brand. Again, मेरा ब्रांड अच्छा दिखना चाहिए. अरे सर, आप अगर सर्वाइव ही नहीं करोगे, ब्रांड चलाओगे कहाँ से? So you need to find a very optimized combination of giving a brand experience as well as being profitable or staying operationally profitable at least. आप याद करो, आज से 15 साल पहले मोबाइल फोन के डब्बे कितने बड़े बड़े आते थे.
Yeah, it used to feel like a TV box.
Yes, आज के मोबाइल फोन के डब्बे देखो कितने छोटे हो गए.
Just literally the size of the phone. That's it.
Exactly. लॉजिस्टिकली ऑप्टिमाइज हो गए ना वो यार. फोन थोड़ी उन्होंने खराब किया.
True. Like I support the decision of Samsung and other brands not giving a charger every time. I'm like, fair enough. I'm okay with that because मेरे घर में 50 चार्जर्स पड़े हैं. थक गया चार्जर देख कर. तो मेरे घर में 3 लोग हैं और हर साल में 2 नए फोन तो आ ही जाते हैं घर में.
बस
तो वो चार्जर्स की लाइन लग गई है. आई एम हैप्पी दैट सैमसंग अब चार्जर नहीं देता.
तो वो
टायरिंग.
वो कॉम्बिनेशन पे काम करो, वहां दिमाग ज्यादा लगाओ, so that you are still maintaining that brand experience. I remember एक मोटो
pricing also for user also comes down. Like for me, I know कि सैमसंग चार्जर चार्ज नहीं कर रहा था, उसलिए वो 10,000-12,000 में 6 GB रैम का फोन निकाल पा रहा है.
हाँ, वो बहुत मैटर करता है. I was given example of Moto Razr. I think back in 2005 or 6 Moto Razr एक लॉन्च हुआ था, फ्लिप वाला फोन, मोटोरोला का. यार उसका डब्बा इतना सेंसिटिव और इतना स्टाइलिश था, मतलब अगर वो डब्बा मैं आज के डेट में बनाने बैठूं तो आई एम नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट इन मेकिंग दोस बॉक्सेस, बट विद रफ एस्टिमेट वो डब्बा आज के डेट में 300 रुपए का बनेगा.
Good. Yeah, I remember the box. The box was like a very fancy box to store में रख के लगता था कि यार डब्बे के लिए मैं सामान ले लूं.
Exactly. वो शो पीस था यार. और वो मतलब दोनों साइड से खुल रहा है, फिर फोन बाहर आ रहा है. Fascinating stuff यार.
But not meant for e-commerce.
हाँ, आज के डेट में ई-कॉमर्स के हिसाब से नहीं बना वो. आज तो छोटे पैकेजिंग जरूरी है. Robust packing.
Yeah, I have now seen that even t-shirt companies have now started rolling their t-shirt, putting it in a tube and sending.
That's a very safe packaging. आपकी वॉल्यूमेट्रिकली ऑप्टिमाइज हो गई, एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा हो गया, पॉलिथीन में भर के बेचने की जगह आपने डब्बे में भेज दिया. सबसे बड़ी बात है, आप सर आपके प्रोडक्ट की सेफ्टी बढ़ा दी आपने.
हाँ, प्रोडक्ट डैमेज नहीं होगा, प्लस इट ऑक्यूपाइज सो मिनिमम स्पेस दैट आई एम लाइक, ओह दिस इज नाइस.
यस,
लाइक रिसेंटली गॉट अ बॉक्स, आई ओपन, टी-शर्ट ऐसा रोल करके निकला, मैंने कहा ये बढ़िया पैकेजिंग है.
यस, उसके ऊपर रस्सी से बांध देते हैं, क्या उसके क्लासिक उसका एक्सपीरियंस ऐड हो जाता है. सो सी, दीस आर द इनोवेटिव वेज. यू आर नॉट जस्ट saving on operational cost, not saving on the product damaging side, but as well as adding a value to the customer experience overall.
Makes sense. Now I understand the logic why. Because if I'm seeing volumetric weight, if I'm packing a t-shirt broadly, That's got to take a lot of volumetric weight.
तो मैं एक बार ना यहाँ पे I use this podcast as a way to explain people volumetric weight calculate कैसे करते हैं. So you take length, width and height in centimeter, multiply each of them and divide by 5,000. The value becomes the volumetric weight. For example, our product is having one side of 18 centimeter, then 10.5 centimeter and 10 centimeter. The volumetric weight of this comes to somewhere close to 370 or 375 grams. This is the standard packaging I use for my shipment. Wherein इससे एक बड़ा साइज है वो 23.5 by 18 by कुछ 5 ऐसे कुछ है, वो जाता है 582 grams volumetric weight. वो 1 किलो में चला जाता है.
Oh, so 582 gram will also be counted as 1 kilo by Amazon or anyone should.
उसमें चाहे प्रोडक्ट मेरा 100 ग्राम का डाला हुआ.
Wow. So people don't realize this. This is where people fail to realize.
Yes.
So if I'm spending, if I can reduce the packaging and make it under 500 grams, I save a lot of money.
Yep.
Wow. A lot of startups don't realize this. They are like very, oh my god, I want to do so much package experience and stuff like that.
यही calculations आपको जरूरी है समझना, and that's what we are planning to do in our cohort, which we are planning to launch soon, D2C का. And whenever I work with any brand, this is where I add a value कि भैया ये समझो, ये मुझे calculation लाओ, you need. So I train them. The moment I train them, they are done for the life.
Very interesting. Why don't you take 1 minute and tell us about the cohort also?
What
is the cohort all about?
Yeah, so this cohort is going to be around the D2C brands only, and we would be running it. Still, the entire structure is under development, but on a high scale, we would be running it for a good 1.5 months, wherein we would be mentoring the selected startups around different areas of D2C business, right from product selection, product development, channel strategy, warehousing, SOPs, and performance marketing. We have multiple experts from different areas to come in. And yes, the most important part, जो कि आजकल में हर startup founder को challenge होता है, funding. So we would be definitely taking certain sessions around financial side. So this is the cohort is all about. And in the end, definitely we'll be doing a demo day as well. We are planning to have some seasoned investors from the industry who have been investing in the D2C space. And or some of the funds who are D2C focused, we would be bringing them for a final demo day as well. So this is a cohort all about.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much, Nishant, for taking out time today. It was a wonderful conversation.
My pleasure.
And hope to have more such conversations with you in future.
Yeah, next conversation मेरे घर में बिरयानी के ऊपर.
Done. Awesome. Take care, man.
Chalo, thank you so much. You have a good day.
You have a good day too.
Okay.
As we draw the curtains on today's journey through the hustle and courage, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to each one of you tuning in. You've been listening to Unscripted Tales Beyond the Hustle, where every story is a step towards understanding the heartbeats behind the hustle. I am Vasishta, and it's been an absolute pleasure to share this time with you. Remember, every dreamer's journey is laced with lessons and laughter. Seek them out, cherish them, and dare to write your own unscripted tale. Until we meet again, keep the spirit of curiosity alive and goodbye.